All right, I'll turn.
Oh, you don't have to leave if you just put your camera away.
No, he just told me to leave.
It's not our video. We can't allow it.
Isn't this something that's on the internet?
I don't know.
It's already all over the.
So we don't.
Starvation and malnutrition. That's like 132 Boeing 727 jets filled with people falling out of the sky every day. Chew on this. The global population will be 9 billion in less than 40 years.
According to the United Nations, by the year 2050, we'll need 70% more food than we did in 2009. And 70% of that food will have to come from efficiency-enhancing technology.
Did you know that less than 2% of Americans farm for a living? I'm willing to bet that the other 98% probably have some misconceptions about where their food comes from. How many eggs does a chicken lay in one month? 300. Oh my God.
100? 12 deaths. It's 144 eggs.
That's how sexual active that chicken is, but maybe 160.
The average chicken lays about 29 eggs a month.
How much bacon do you get from the average cow?
Oh man, that's a lot of bacon. It's about 27 pounds of bacon.
Maybe 10 pounds, 20 pounds.
20? 30?
A svelte cow,
Like
you know,
30,
one
like,
that's in shape.
Like,
How many?
like 35 pounds, maybe?
How much milk does the average dairy cow produce in a day?
I would say like 35 gallons. 500 gallons.
30 gallons.
2 gallons.
Depending on the breed of cow, it's about 9 gallons of milk per day.
When you see meat in your grocery store labeled natural, what does that mean? No preservatives?
Meat should be natural, right? I guess if it's not, it's soy.
Grain-fed or no hormones, no chemicals maybe.
They're lying to you. They're trying to say it's organic, but it's not.
Of this earth, free of all the hormones and pesticides and everything else that are put in the meat, I guess you put on.
I would hope we buy natural meat. I don't know. I can't imagine there would be any difference. Exactly. According to the USDA definition, all rest beef can be considered natural.
According to a study by Stanford University and numerous other studies, there are 0 health benefits to eating organic or all-natural foods compared to the traditional meats, fruits, and vegetables. None.
What is the nutritional difference between organic milk and conventional milk?
Probably the organic milk is better for you because it's not from a cow. Right?
No hormones?
No clue. Higher prices?
They take organic cows.
No difference. There's no nutritional difference between milk labeled organic milk and milk produced using efficiency-enhancing technologies.
Chew on this. There is no nutritional difference between milk labeled organic and milk produced conventional. Now, can you guess the percentage of Americans that buy food labeled as organic? 50%, 30%, 17%, 25%.
Nowadays, since that's like real popular, I would say 40%.
60%.
Only 4% of all Americans buy organic.
Chew on this. Only 4% of Americans buy food labeled organic. But an even smaller percentage of people, just 1%, is influencing and restricting how food is produced for the rest of us. Having a choice is important for everyone, but we can't let their agenda dictate how food is produced, thereby limiting our ability to feed the thousands that die every day from hunger. We hear a lot about the use of antibiotics in food animals. Can you tell me why they would give antibiotics to cattle and pigs?
To make them larger and keep them alive longer.
Probably to keep them from like catching all the diseases because they're grown in like dirty farms and stuff like that. Supposedly to help kill germs, but I think it's just more growth hormones.
Like you'd expect, most antibiotics are given to treat and control disease. Antibiotics ensure the overall health and well-being of the animal, which is important to me as a veterinarian, and the overall safety to our food supply, which is important to all of us as consumers.
Now what about residual antibiotics in our milk, eggs, and meat?
Actually, the FDA applies numerous human food safety studies to ensure the safety of all antibiotics used in food animal production. And the truth is, there is no measurable risk that would affect human health.
How many animal hormones are
Measurable
present in the average
RGPH.
chicken breast?
Gosh, well, I would guess it would be a lot. Nowadays, they got kids growing up a lot faster, and I would say it's probably due to the hormones they put in.
6.
5.
I don't know, 40.
3.
More than I'd like. 10.
15.
37 again. 37.
A lot. I did a paper on it one time in school in college, and there are so many hormones in the chicken. If you see a chicken breast that is twice the size of your fist, you know that thing is pumped full of hormones.
It is actually against the law to add hormones or steroids in poultry production today. Chickens are bigger today because of breeding and nutrition, period.
Do you know the nutritional difference between eggs from a conventional poultry operation and a free-range or cage-free operation?
I don't know any nutritional benefits to it. Difference, I guess, health benefits?
Yeah, conventional, I think they have to stay in like a farmhouse or a hen house. Free range is just they have a field to travel in, exercise the muscles, you know.
According to a USDA study, there are no nutritional benefits to free-range eggs when compared to traditional eggs.
The truth is, the United States has one of the safest food supplies in the world.
The food supply in the U.S. is one of the safest in the world.
The United States has one of the safest food supplies in the world.
The United States has one of the safest food supplies in the world.
The United States has one of the safest food supplies in the world today.
The United States has one of the safest food supplies in the world.
Let's talk about environmental stewardship. What is the carbon footprint of a gallon of milk today compared to 1944? Is it more or less?
A lot more.
It's definitely more.
The same? More.
The carbon footprint of a gallon of milk has decreased by an impressive 63% since 1944. And this is all due to dairy producers using efficiency-enhancing technologies.
Chew on this. 1 cow produces as much milk as 5 cows did back in 1944.
And it takes 34% less land and 14% less water to produce 1 pound of beef today than it did in 1977. Overall, an 18% smaller carbon footprint. All just since 1977.
American farmers have always embraced ways to raise more food using fewer resources so it's available to consumers. Ingenuity and technology have made America's farmers the most productive producers on the planet. Remember, by 2050, the world will need 70% more food. And 70% of that has to come from the kinds of safe, proven technologies that are available right now. Even though hunger is a huge problem and it's getting worse, we have the power and the responsibility to tackle this opponent. After all, I think you would agree that access to safe, affordable food is a basic human right. Having the ability to choose how your food is produced is also an important consumer right. And using fewer resources, producing food in a sustainable way is environmentally right. Technology provides that for all of us. We all have a role to play in the drive to feed the world. You can use your talents and your gifts to do what's right. Learn more at drivetofeed.com. Talk with your family and friends. Help dispel the myths and spread the truth. Join me in helping people make informed decisions about the food they eat and how it's produced. Together, we can solve the biggest problem we face today on the drive to feed the world.
I know. This is such bullshit, I can't even believe it.
Oh my god.
Boo!